how do we insist that the children have got some integrity that they are achieving, so that we do not start saying, oh, there is a lot of corruption. Where does it begin from? The aspects of integrity, which we did not emphasize at the primary level. So I am happy that through Alive, we've been able to go back to deconstruct and break down that integrity into the smaller bits to see which ones, and comparing them with the different levels of cognitive growth of the children and learning abilities, so that as they reach senior 6 or after 6 years, we already have grown them into that, and many others. So it's yes, to get the impact, you need to see how do you emphasize it in the doing, in the living. But we begin, of course, with the teachers, but we also need to look at the instructional materials and what is it that is put on the table for the children. What are they looking at? Even I like the idea Dr. John has talked about of the parents. So it is a triangulation. It's a vicious circle. It needs an effort of everybody, and not only even the parents. In our group this morning, we were discussing about the community. When you see the children smoking bang, and you're saying, hey, the CBC, no. You have a duty as a community member to say, hey, look, the children are getting astray. Because at the end of the day, the impact on everybody, you will not enjoy riding your car with a child who has lost the values and comes to bang it to steal your phone. You will not enjoy your home when somebody is making funny noise because the bang has entered his head. So what is it that the community should come together and say, look, what are the morals? What character formation? How do we, what kind of person do we want to see?
Yes, there will definitely be a lot of recommendations, and the beauty of it is that we are not making recommendations in a vacuum. We are working with government institutions, and they are represented at a very high level. So when we work with government, we make sure that we first of all understand the system itself and how it works, and then we look at what are the gaps. And our approach is not to be critical or to have blame games, but rather we try and find out how can we support KICD, how can we support the National Curriculum Development Center in Uganda, or whichever other institution we are working with, in order to have ownership and sustainability of what we do. We never create a parallel system.
We are seeing a lot of meaning in holistic development, where we are focusing on academic skills, but also these other kind of skills because they drive the success of children over the years. The second thing we are emphasizing is that for teachers, we know there are efforts to implement CBC, and CBC is including this. But we know that teachers need to believe first that you are not just educating for children to pass examination and get a certain grade. You are at the center of driving success for this schooling generation. So when you spare time to tell them a story that connects to a certain value, or to give them a scenario that helps them to solve a problem, or to do role play, whatever you can do to implement the curriculum and bring these skills as explicit is what is needed, is a little that is called from you to contribute to children having these values.
Or with the collaboration and partnership through ZZ Africa that we have just entered, I feel it will be an opportunity, and it will give us a step towards the right direction.
For us, really, to eliminate gender-based violence, whether it is FGM, whether it is early marriages, or even children getting children, the only solution from my own analysis and also based on research is some of these values that are integrated in the competence-based education. The values that this team has been working on, whether it's a value of respect, the competence of self-awareness, problem-solving, collaboration. These are skills that learners and kids need for them to be able to, to stand on their self.
We are collaborating with the curriculum institutes across the countries. We are working on assessment because we know that what is assessed is what is valued. So unless if, national examination councils also adopt these kind of competencies in their assessments, then teachers will and schools will not, also know how to focus on them more.